Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Yes, I am sitting in my car to do today's Q&A because it is quiet and I honestly get really good lighting when I'm sitting in my car. I thought that we could do a fun little Q&A today and just catch up. I have all the questions written out on my phone. Thank you everybody who participated in my little Instagram Q&A. So the first one is, how am I feeling and doing mentally? How's my knee and recovery going? So I am feeling so much better mentally than I was at the end of the year. I think at the end of 2023, I was honestly just so burnt out with everything. I was mentally and physically exhausted, and not that I would ever want to get knee surgery, but I do think that having to get this surgery in early January and force myself to slow down and not be as crazy busy was a blessing in disguise, because just having these few weeks off to decompress and relax and, well, recover from the surgery, obviously, just to take some time to myself has been incredible for my mental health. I'm feeling so much better. I'm feeling so much more motivated and just happy and well rested. I don't know. I'm feeling so much better. I'm just really enjoying this time at home where I get to spend all of my time with Eric and Luna. One of my goals for this year is to be very in the moment. So not thinking about tomorrow, not thinking about yesterday, just trying to remain very present. And I feel like I've been very intentional with that this year, and it has helped my mental health a lot. I don't feel as worried about things. I don't feel as guilty or as bad if I didn't get something done the previous day, if I'm just focusing on the present moment. And my knee is doing better. I'm about 2.5 weeks post-op, and I'm able to do some light exercises now, so some rehab, a little bit of spin bike, which has also been really good for my mental health because going and working out is very important to me. My stitches are out, although my knee is still a little bit swollen and bruised and numb in certain spots. I can't bend it all the way yet. I tried sitting crisscross while I was doing my makeup, and yeah, my knee was not happy with me about that at all. It hurt really bad. So every day though, it's getting a little bit better than the day before. When will I go back to flying? So officially my first trip back to flying and working as a flight attendant is February 18th. How have I been coping with the weather as I recover? So I live in Pennsylvania and it has been so dang cold here and snowing, and I will say that I do feel like the weather has definitely made me a little bit more achy than maybe I would have been had I had the surgery in the summer. And I just feel like the cold makes all of my body parts achy. It makes my knees hurt, it makes my ankles hurt, it makes my shoulder hurt. A lot of these injuries I've had from being a gymnast, I notice slowly creep up on me during the winter just because it's really cold and I get achy. But in the grand scheme of things, I am coping just fine, but I am a little bit sick of being cold. I am so ready to just be warm and maybe on a beach, or I don't know, just really anywhere warmer than right now. But I'm surviving. It's fine. But do I prefer warmer weather to this cold? Yes, absolutely. Do I have any trips planned for the near future? Yes. So obviously when I go back to work, those are the trips that I will be doing, and then a few other random trips in February. I also will be taking a trip to Dallas for my best friend's bridal shower, and then in April her wedding is in St. Lucia, so Eric and I will be going there for a week to vacation and attend her wedding. Every single year my younger sister and I take a trip together, so we are currently planning that, and we don't have a solid destination yet, but we have an idea of where we want to go, and we're probably going to do that in August. How many books do I plan to read this year? So last year I gave myself the goal of 50 books, and I think I ended up actually reading 71 or 72. And this year I believe I gave myself the goal of 60 instead of 70, because the books that I want to read are much longer than a lot of the books that I read last year. So for example, there's a lot of really big fantasy books that I want to read that are 500 pages plus, and there's a lot of little romance books that are 200 or 300 pages. So some of these fantasy books really are 2 books in one. But another thing that I think is really important for myself and that I preach to all of you guys too is to not focus on the number. Reading really is supposed to just be about enjoyment and escapism and just having fun with what you are reading, and it shouldn't be a competition, and you shouldn't focus on how many books you're reading versus how many books someone else is reading. It's just supposed to be fun, and it doesn't need to be that serious. Can we please have a Luna tornado video? Yes, you absolutely can. Thoughts on Iron Flame versus Fourth Wing. Okay, so if you do not want any spoilers for Fourth Wing or Iron Flame, I'm going to put a timestamp on the screen right now so you know what part of the video to skip forward to, because I'm going to talk about Fourth Wing and Iron Flame and there will be spoilers. So fast forward to the next section, the next question of this video, if you do not want to see any spoilers. So obviously, as you all know, Fourth Wing and Iron Flame have a very special place in my heart. I do think people are allowed to obviously have their own opinions on both books and like or dislike them, but just know that my opinion comes from a place of like being obsessed with the books and I just love them. So Fourth Wing as a whole, I think that book was really about character development, introducing the characters, introducing the world of Basgiath and the college and just the dragons and learning about the magic systems and all of that. Whereas I think Iron Flame really deals with the consequences of what happened in Fourth Wing. There's a lot of people who really cannot stand Violet in Iron Flame and they call her a hypocrite and they think she's annoying, and I can see why people are saying that, but what I'm going to say to you is you have to put yourself in her shoes. She is only 21 years old and everybody around her is dying. Her world has been completely turned upside down. She has no idea who she can trust and she feels like she's kind of alone. And even Xaden does betray her a little bit. So this person that she like falls in love with, all of a sudden she feels like she can't trust them. She can't trust her friends. She doesn't know who she can tell things to, who she can like confide in. And the only people that she feels like she can truly trust at that time are her dragons, which by the way, they kind of betray her as well. So she's just kind of feeling like, what the hell is going on here? Also, her dad is dead. She thought her brother was dead and it turns out he's not. Her mom is a total hard ass. So she really feels like she has no one. Do I think the arguments between Xaden and Violet were drawn out a little too long in the book? Possibly, but also they hardly had any time to talk because the people that were higher up were trying purposefully to separate them as long as they could. So they had hardly any time to talk, period. It's not like us where we have our cell phones and we can text and call and FaceTime. I personally loved the development of Violet's relationship with her dragons and how she continues to gain strength throughout Iron Flame. I mean, the girl was literally tortured at the hands of Varish, and if that didn't completely break her, I don't know what would. The ending of Iron Flame where Xaden turned Venom pissed me off a lot. Like, I wanted to throw my Kindle across the room when I read it, but also I understand why it happened because there had to be some sort of like major force that was going to push Violet and everybody around her to find the cure for Venom, and I don't think that if Xaden or one of the main characters turned Venom, then I just don't see the desire and like the absolute push to find the cure. Like they would have just like kept fighting it and blah blah blah, but now they have that like reason, like they have to find the cure now. Also, this is going to be a 5-book series. We cannot expect everything to be rainbows and sunshine and perfect for Violet and Xaden through a 5-book series. Like they're gonna go through ups and downs and an emotional roller coaster, but we can just hope that they have their happy ever after at the end of the series. I do think Xaden and Violet are endgame. I do not see her ending up with Dane at all. I think that theory is complete BS and weird personally, but I don't know, maybe it could happen. I would be really mad if it did. I also think Andarna is going to play a huge role in the rest of the books because she waited 600 years to hatch specifically for Violet. Like she knew what she was waiting for, and so there has to be a grander purpose to all of that. I loved each book in their own way, and I did give both books 5 stars. I am genuinely so excited to just see how everything unfolds for the rest of the series. Who reads the most in my family? I would say that it's probably a tie between me and my mom. My mom really got me into being a bookworm and falling in love with reading, and she is basically the reason why I love to read so much. I think in this phase of my life though, I have more time to read than my mom, so like right now I think I probably read more than her, but as a whole I would say that we're probably neck and neck in terms of like how much we both read. Do I ever read nonfiction? Honestly, no. I did a little bit in college just because I was required to with the gymnastics team read like certain books over the summer, and then I would do like a presentation on it, but I just am not interested in it. And that might sound bad, but for me reading is just an escape and I don't want reality. Like I think that's why I like fantasy so much, is because it is so far-fetched from reality and what's going on in the real world. I don't know, I've tried it and I just can't really get into it. What is my favorite thing about Luna? Oh my gosh, this is so hard because there are just so many things that I love about her. I love how she carries shoes around and just carries our stuff around. I love how every morning she thumps her tail against the bed when it's time for her to jump up and snuggle. I love how she does her Luna tornadoes and is always just zipping around the bed. I love how much she loves her Frisbee and just how much joy it brings her. I would say the thing that I love the most about Luna is just her loyalty and her joy and just how she can bring a smile to anyone's face because she's just such a sweetheart and she is just such a pure soul. What is my favorite show that I have ever watched? I cannot decide on just one, so I'm gonna go with Game of Thrones, House, and The Handmaid's Tale. I have similar coloring to yours. What lipstick colors do you wear? Okay, so for me, I noticed that if I wear a really dark lip color, it sort of washes me out because my complexion is so light that it kind of makes me look like a vampire. So I typically stick to light purples, light pinks. A few recommendations that I have for lip colors would be this one, Rare Beauty, in the shade Empathy. It's hard to tell on camera, but this is the shade of the lipstick. The color that I'm actually wearing right now is this one by, I think it's called NYX, the Butter Gloss in the shade Tiramisu. And then I like to add this on top of my lipstick. And this is a very shimmery lip gloss from the brand Too Faced and in the shade Sunset Crush. Another question, do I miss Dallas? Honestly, not really. I would say the only things that I miss from Dallas are the food. I miss the food a lot. The food's really good. And then I miss my best friend Tiffany. And that is pretty much all that I miss from Dallas. I am so happy living here in Pennsylvania. I feel like this is where I am meant to be. I love the Four Seasons. I just love the little town that we live in, and I'm just really, really happy here. I think I'm going to conclude today's video here. If you have any other questions, please put them in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video and for watching. If you liked it, please give me a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you are new here. I hope that you have a fabulous day and I'll see you next time. Bye!